It's Muireann agus is Chíobháin, and I'm here to talk to you today about my book, Scúnc agus Smúirín, and where I got the idea for this story. Have you ever written a story? You have. Where did you get your idea from? When I'm writing a story, I sit down to my desk. I pick up my trusty furry pen, every respectable writer should have one, and I start to think. I start to think of how I will begin my story with an idea. But sometimes it can be tricky to think of an idea just like that. And this time I was finding it a little bit tricky. So I wanted to fire up my imagination. So I opened my eyes and I opened my ears and I opened my nose so that maybe inspiration would hit me. And just then, I looked out the window and I saw a black furry tail running by the window. And for 1 second I thought, was that a skunk? I ran out the front and there was a little cat sitting by the bin, rummaging through the rubbish. It wasn't a skunk, but my imagination thought it had been a skunk. And then I decided I was going to write a story about a skunk. And that was the beginning of that. I've always had a very good sense of smell, and smell always gave me good ideas. And it can be a very powerful sense to give us ideas to tell stories. My favourite smell is, hang on 1 second, I might get you to guess. It's something that you eat on crackers, or maybe on pizza. It's quite a strong taste. You might have it in a toastie. Sometimes it can be stinky. Any guesses? Cheese! That's my favourite smell. I wonder what Paddy's favourite smell is. Maybe he'll draw it for us. What does that look like? Oh, it's something salty and it's near the sand. What is it, Paddy?
The seaside.
So everybody has a favourite smell. What's yours? Why don't we do an experiment? Here are a few things you'll need to join in. You can ask a grown-up to help you find these things at home. Have you gathered those things together? Well, let's try our smell experiment and see what ideas or memories we can conjure up from smells. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is an orange. You can cut it into slices if you like and pick up the slices and smell them. Now when I smell an orange, what do I think of? I think of breakfast. I think of orange popsicles or lollipops or ice creams. I think of warm days. I think of birthday parties and fizzy orange drinks. What do you think of when you smell an orange? Smell your orange and tell me what words or ideas come into your head. Maybe an orange smells zingy or zesty. Maybe it reminds you of a football game you played and you had orange slices at the break. Maybe you could write a story about that. Let's move on. If you have a lemon, take the lemon or the slice of lemon and smell it. I love lemons. They're such a clean smell. They're zesty and clean and crisp, and they remind me of clean floors, summer's days, lemonade, and especially they remind me of, can you guess? Pancakes. Exactly. Maybe you could write a story about what lemons remind you of. Now, the next thing I have is fresh mint. Mint is a herb that grows in your garden and it grows pretty easily. You can also have the dried version. You might have that in your cupboard. You can smell that too. So smell the mint and tell me what you think of. If you don't have mint, you could smell something minty like toothpaste. Minty. It reminds me of mints and my granny. My granny always had mints in her handbag when I was little. Maybe I could write a story about her. What else does it remind me of? It reminds me of clean teeth, and it reminds me of A trip to the dentist. That could be an interesting story. Finally, if you have some vanilla essence or extract in your house, you can try and smell that and see what happens. I'm smelling vanilla extract. That's one of my favourite smells. It reminds me of, something really special. Yep, summer's days at the beach and 99s and it reminds me of something really special. It reminds me of the beach, the sun, sandcastles and ice cream. Of course, vanilla ice cream. So smell is a really powerful thing, and it helps us get ideas for stories. You can get inspiration for a story anywhere. And that's the key to being a good writer, is opening up your mind, firing up your imagination, listening, looking, smelling, tasting, touching, and discovering all of the senses that you need to discover in order to get a good story. Now you might have some new ideas and we'd love to see them. Why not take a piece of paper, divide it into 8 boxes, and write your own picture book. A picture and a line for each box. You never know, you might be a published author soon too. Thanks for joining us today on our sniffing safari. I hope you got some good ideas. We'd love to see your smelly stories. Share them with us or ask a grown-up to help you share them with us on social media. Go dtí chéad ar eile,